welcome to Last Friday. We have some wonderful guests tonight from the Southern Maine Workers Center, and we will talk with Norajean Ferris from the Union of Maine Visual Artists about her work. I'm Brian Leonard, and let's introduce you both. Meaghan, Lasala, which most won't need an introduction, I don't think, that watch this show, but and Mark James.
Right.
Mark, and so I know you both from the Southern Maine Workers Center, and Meaghan, I've seen you everywhere in terms of social justice and environmental justice work. But what is it that you do, Meaghan, at the Southern Maine Workers Center?
Well, I'm a member of the Southern Maine Workers Center. I'm also on the board, and I guess I'm most active with the Healthcare is a Human Right Committee. Okay. And we sort of organize the Healthcare is a Human Right campaign, and I work with Mark on that.
Mark, yeah.
And I also work on that. It's actually something that's really dear to my heart.
Right.
You know.
Well, I don't actually, I could try to argue with you about whether or not healthcare is a human right, but it's a hard one to argue about. So I wish I could do like a point-counterpoint show, but it's just not going to happen. But so where's your campaign? I mean, what are you doing right now? Where's the campaign headed?
Yeah, so it's actually our oldest campaign. We've been working on it for about 3 years now.
Okay.
And what we've been doing for the past couple of years is having a lot of one-on-one, like grassroots conversations with folks about the idea of whether people believe healthcare is a human right. The vast majority of people that we've talked to do believe healthcare is a human right. But we've also been using this like survey tool to get some information about what is the state of the healthcare crisis in Maine, but also just as an excuse to sort of have conversations with people about what their experiences with healthcare have been. So we've talked to over 1,000 people in Maine about what it's been like for them to navigate a healthcare system that's based on profit and not based on people's needs. Do you want to talk about the survey, like what, I don't know, what your experience of the campaign has been like the past couple of years?
Actually, it's been, you get to ask people their stories and get to find out actually what they've actually gone through as far as lack of health care or if they have health care. But more or less, you're really just blown away by the stories that people tell you that pretty much just are eager for somebody to listen to their plight of how they're receiving health care and how, you know, so it's actually good to hear the other stories, to know that other people are going through the same thing that you are with health care.
Right. Or oftentimes in worse situations. It's hard to argue. I mean, we live in a state with a governor that's doing his best to pull that right away from everybody. I mean, not that we ever fully had it, but where do you ever get up to Augusta when you're doing this work?
Well, it's interesting. You know, most of the campaign thus far has been more based on really building a movement of people that are having this conversation about the human right to healthcare. So we've been less direct. Haven't been directing our energies at Augusta or like really even talking about policy solutions so much as like really digging into the core principle that sort of breaking down those terms. What does it mean if healthcare is a human right? What would that look like if we really had a system based on the human right to healthcare? Not as a commodity or something that you have to like earn, you know, the privilege to. So, you know, now that we're stronger as an organization, that we've been having this conversation, we're going to shift. We're working on building a report based on all these conversations that we've had and based on some of the data we've collected. And so in the coming year, I think we're going to shift more towards having some of those policy conversations and really trying to hold politicians and other power holders accountable to what we believe most people, you know, believe is the right thing.
I think that's brilliant, is to bring it into like everyday conversation with the normal, like everyone on the street. It's a, you know, just make it like, why don't we have healthcare as a human right, and don't make it so it isn't such a surprising, conversation to have. It should just be a normalized conversation. And, but
it's important to have those conversations because what's normalized right now is people not having the care that they need. And I think a lot of folks, like we've learned through these conversations, that people always point to people that have it worse than them,
Yeah.
And oh, I don't have it that bad, or they don't. We don't think of our own experiences as being political or as being part of. I think we tend to like blame ourselves or internalize our own experiences of not getting the care that we need. So having those conversations is really important to help us like think about our own experiences in more of a collective context, and that so many of us aren't getting the care we need.
Right.
Whether even people that have great insurance often don't have dental care or don't get mental health care. There's all different ways that we can think about health care.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
No, the dental care in Maine is the last thing that you can achieve. If it's hard to do that. I actually know that firsthand, and then mental health care is right up there with it. It's very difficult. But,
Yeah.
But I hear you guys are having some fun with it too. Did I hear something about being a zombie?
Oh yeah.
What was that? What's going on with that?
Well, you just try to engage people in any way that you can, and you want to do it in a lighthearted way because, to be honest, talking about healthcare is people are tired of the argument, and so anything that you can do to go, no, we really just need to all get on board with this, and then we won't have to have this conversation anymore. And I understand that you don't really want to hear about it, but we can't stop talking about it until, then till everybody has it. And you just kind of realize that if you saw somebody, in need right in front of you, you're not going to say, does he have health insurance or not? You're going to check to see if that person's doing all right or not. You're not going to be asking for their insurance card. Yeah, but really it just comes down to when you see somebody in need, and it's not something that you're going to go, well, he or her don't deserve it.
Right. And then so this does include like substance abuse, like stuff like that is certainly critical, I think. And we just had a big challenge, and I'm not exactly sure how it fell, with the India Street issue. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Do you
want to talk about that?
Well, actually, I'm a patient there at India Street, so I was keeping abreast of what was going on in City Council, but at the same time, I also was trying not to worry about it also.
Right.
And kind of was assured by everybody, don't worry, give this a chance and it'll just go smoothly. And so after they made the decision, I went into India Street to see my therapist, which has helped me a lot because of mental problems that I have, and found out that I didn't have a therapist anymore. So it's sort of like 2 or 3 days right after they go, this is going to go smoothly. It's like, no, I lost one doctor. Then I went, next day I had an appointment with my doctor, Dr. Ann Lemire, the next day, and I found out that pretty much I ain't going to have an HIV specialist or a primary care doctor either. So as far as it going smoothly, it's not going too smoothly for me. And that it's actually something that you don't want to go through. You don't want to be having to have the same discussions with another set of doctors. I already told that's right. It's sort of like healthcare. You'd only want to tell the story once, and it's sort of like, no, I don't want to hear it over and over again,
Do you live on the eastern end? Do you live on the east end?
I live at Lafayette in the Lafayette. For me, I came to Portland from Aroostook County with having just recovered from cancer. And up there, they were said to be 200 to 300 miles between. I was actually going 200 to 300 miles every 2 to 3 days with cancer and a long-term HIV survivor. So I thought I got here to Portland, and actually I was lucky enough to find Positive Health at India Street. And through their help, actually, for the last 3 years, I've been able to actually, I'm almost back to who I was before. I was before all a bunch of bad stuff happened. Right. And yeah, so it's a little bit scary for me because now I'll have to be going through, I know that's all right, but actually I really don't want to have the discussions with another set of doctors to explain something. I had a great set of doctors that listened to me, and I didn't have to tell my story over and over again. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if a presidential candidate came along that we could vote for that would take all this hard work right out from under us and ensure everybody on all matters? But let's, if you don't mind, we're going to take a break.
Sure.
And partly because I know that there's a friend of mine in the audience that I want to introduce, and if you guys don't mind.
Sure.
All right. Wesley. Come here, buddy. Nice. Good. Come here, buddy.
Oh.
What's going on, buddy?
Hi.
You get Wesley in the shot. Someone.
Oh. Hi. Oh my goodness. You're
Wesley
so cute.
is about the same age as the show, by chance, and our good friend Kara is. He can. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
So we're gonna watch Wesley grow as the show grows, and
So sweet.
yeah.
Say hi to Mark.
Oh, wow. Now I may steal her.
So Kara's gonna help me train Wesley to do interviews on the street.
Great.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Oh, that's a good.
So yeah.
Yep. Good hook.
Talk about keeping things light, right?
Yep.
He's gonna be. Oh, he's such a good dog.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so I'm here with fellow UMVA, that's Union of Maine Visual Artists, Norajean Ferris.
Hi.
Nora, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We want to talk
Thank
about
you.
your work, particularly the minorities.
Yes, yes.
So tell us what's your what's your inspiration and why are we seeing that?
I might say that first off, I am a young artist that just graduated Green Mountain College with a BFA in art. This piece, in terms of inspiration, is inspired by women who are being oppressed by societies. Mm-hmm. And this piece represents that women, regardless of color, ethnicity, nationality, and placement in global societies, are being discriminated on a daily basis within global societies.
And can you tell me the medium? What is the? How did you paint
this? This medium is
awesome.
oil on canvas.
Oil on canvas.
It took a very, very long time to
That was
paint.
my next
I had
question.
to wait
Right.
and really concentrate in terms of painting just so and making sure that none of the colors were messy.
Right. All right. Well, let me think. I think that we can just go. We're going to move on,
Sure,
and we'll
sure.
talk about some of your other work.
Sure.
Okay.
Should
Great. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
we'll do that.
These pieces that you see around the set, they are depictions of downtown Portland and also depictions of rural Vermont.
Yeah.
This is Portland, and a couple of these pieces is about Fairhaven and Poultney, Vermont, around that area. Also, I should say that during the past 4 summers of my college career, I became an entrepreneur. I started my own art business. I drew portraits and did cityscapes on the streets of Portland, Maine, and sold my art through a vendor business.
Right.
So I fell in love with buildings, and I drew so many buildings.
The architecture is so
yeah,
beautiful here in Portland.
Yes, it is.
Old
It
city.
is. So I fell in love with that.
Right. So there's a little bit of a difference from the painting we saw before, and also not paintings.
Yeah.
So we have
Yes.
differences in
Yes.
in medium.
This is a painting.
Right.
The rest of the works that
Behind
you
me.
see,
Right.
my cityscapes, They are pencil pastel. Although, yes,
It's
yes.
amazing.
Although they look like paintings from afar.
Right. Right now it's
And
wonderful.
close up.
Right. So where'd you go to school?
I went to Green Mountain College in Poultney, Vermont.
Vermont. And how was that?
It was wonderful. It's a very diverse school. There are students, there are kids from all over the place.
Yeah.
We have on the campus kids from Africa,
Right.
kids from Philly, kids from Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, kids from all places in America, also in Asia, Canada, basically places all over the world that are either peaceful or with a lot of corrupt conflict. And it was only until that I met these people in a three-dimensional form, as in breathing, living, contemporary, in the
Right.
flesh, that I
Along with them.
actually, the issues that surround world crises became, how shall I put it, realistic for
Front and
me,
center, right.
not just on the TV.
That's right.
And so I felt compelled to really show political activism in my work, and also continue my cityscapes and my other forms of art.
Sure.
I'm also kind of a multicultural person at the same time too. In terms of talent, I write. I've had experience in theater. I've done so much in terms of art that sometimes the political and other forms can get mingled together.
It's all one. Yeah.
But I want to continue this form of work, but I also want to give back to the world in other forms as well.
I think it's gorgeous. I
Thank
think
you.
it's gorgeous. And the UMVA, we have to give a shout out to the UMVA.
Mm-hmm.
Great organization. That's a Union of Maine Visual Artists.
Yep.
Oh, and how do we get your? We need to get to your
I
work.
have my own website.
Right. Which we'll
It's
put
very
right down here. It's about
new.
there, right?
I did it in February,
Yeah.
but it shows depictions of my artwork, my visual artwork,
Yeah.
paintings, drawings, and it's all fragmented in pieces: landscape, portraits,
Yeah.
cityscapes, abstract, animals. But at the bottom page, the second to last bottom page, you see works for sale
Yep.
that have not been sold yet, and also the bottom page is where you can find ways to contact me.
Okay.
So,
And we'll
yeah.
put that up here too. So.
Yeah. So my phone number,
Yeah.
my LinkedIn account, in case you want to know of other things that I've done
Yeah.
outside of UMVA.
That's great.
And so that's where you can gain access to me if you are interested in learning more about me and also wanting to buy
some of your work.
some of my artwork.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
Norajean
Thank
Ferris,
you.
and we'll be back in a second.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know if I'm going to break from the Wesley break or not. I think we're going to keep all of that.
That's great.
But let's we're going to run out of time, I think, in a little bit here, but we have time. I want to know more about Southern Maine Workers Center. I mean, I know that you have more than one campaign going on there. Did you want to talk? But I can't remember. Can't remember what it was. It was a workplace.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're a workers center, and we really, I mean, our goal is to build a grassroots movement for the rights of poor and working class people all
Yeah.
across Maine.
Yeah.
And being a workers center, we're really interested, in particular, in organizing with low-wage workers.
Yeah.
But in both, like, in the workplace and not in the workplace. And that's what the Healthcare is a Human Right campaign is about, is recognizing that low-wage workers in particular are really impacted by the healthcare crisis.
Right.
But the Work with Dignity campaign is more focused on organizing with workers in the workplace to win their rights, their human rights in the workplace. And so some of the stuff we do around that is recently we developed a Know Your Rights manual.
Yeah.
That is a really helpful tool for workers who don't know what their legal rights are in the workplace.
Is that online?
Yes,
I
it's
think
on our
I'd-
website. Yep,
Yeah. I think I perused through that for a
Great.
while.
It's available as a PDF
Yep.
on our website, which is maineworkers.org.
Yep.
.org.
It's Maine, right?
And we also have
Mainworkers.org.
booklet versions that you can pick up at our office, which is at 68 Washington Ave. And we're often there, so folks can stop on by anytime if you
Right.
want to learn more about. And we also just started a hotline, a worker hotline.
That I didn't
Gosh,
know.
I don't know the number off the top of my head.
We'll put it. We'll find out.
That'd be
and I'll
great if
put
you could
yeah,
find it. If you
we'll
could put
the
it below.
hotline.
So if
Sure.
you have questions about your rights in the workplace, or
Yeah.
about if you're maybe thinking about organizing in the workplace, you can call and leave a message, and one of our member volunteers will get back to you within 24 hours.
Right. That's wonderful. I didn't actually. Yeah. I didn't know about the hotline. That's great. That's
So we're
great.
really interested in helping folks think about organizing. That we know we have some legal rights in the workplace, but all the legal rights that we do have, we have won through organizing. Those represent the victories of workers that have come before us.
Right.
And so not all of our human rights are guaranteed by law. So we're really interested in helping folks think about how to organize in the workplace to make sure that your legal rights are being met, but also even beyond that, how do we organize to make sure that we have dignity in our work, and that all of our needs are being met
I
in
think
our
that's
life.
great. Where did you guys land on the $15 an hour?
Oh, we're in support of that
Yeah.
campaign. Yeah, we're in support of anything that will move us towards a living wage.
Yeah. It might just be me, but does it seem like they've got it drawn out too long into the future? Or is it just me? I don't know. It's like 3 years from now or something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we needed this stuff
Yeah.
yesterday. Easily yesterday, more so years ago.
Yep.
They
But
mentioned something the other day that you needed $17 an hour just to afford to live in the city, and it's sort of
in Portland,
yeah. So that's like wow. It's sort of like
I can't live in
not too
Portland
many
anymore.
people I know are making $17 an hour. So.
I don't know anybody actually. Oh, that's not true, but I mean, it would be 1 out of 10 people I know, maybe, that makes that much. But I think we're going to try and cut it there,
Great.
unless we have anything that we missed. Did we miss anything? I don't know.
No, I don't
No, I
think
think
so.
that's good.
I don't know if we talked a little bit about India Street, but I don't know if all your viewers know that, just sort of some background on that issue, that the city
yeah.
council recently voted to close India Street
I'm
Public
hoping that
Health
they know
Center,
that by
which
now.
was I'm sure a lot of folks in Portland know about it, but just for some background context,
Yeah, because they couldn't afford it in the budget, which was, if I
It was a
heard
very
correctly,
tiny
is-
sliver
yeah.
of the budget.
Yeah.
So
Then I heard something about one of the city councilors was comparing it to sausage, or not everyone could have. I couldn't be there
Yeah.
that night, but
it was a very strange evening.
yeah. Was it
Very
that
disappointing.
not everyone can have sausage? Was that or something like that? I don't.
I
Does
don't remember the
anyone out
exact
there who-
analogy. He said, well, you can't have this sausage, but you can have another sausage, or something like that. I don't know. It was weird.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. That's I don't know. It's
And
strange.
the mayor said that we had saved India Street, but at the same time, the next week you go in and you find out, by the way, you ain't gonna have any doctors. So it's sort of like,
Oh, really?
yeah, it's sort of like, thank you for saving.
Yeah, yeah. We need to start populating that city council with some more, people-friendly people, basically. So, But let's, why don't we cut it there? And, and then, of course, though, I promised myself that I would ask you to host the show.
Oh, you're going to ask me on the spot?
Right
live on the air?
Yes.
Sure, give me a call. Now you got me on record.
I got it,
so.
right. And you out there, if you want to host this show, come and host the show. And you.
Are we going to run Brian's number along the bottom?
Right, yeah, right. And Wesley might come and co-host,
Yay.
too. All right, that's going to be it.
If you bring Wesley, I'll definitely do it.
All right, I think we can promise that. So, thank you all for coming, and I want to thank Ken and Ted, and Jackie, and John, and Adam, and Kara, and Wesley, and CTN. Thank you all for all that you do to help put this out, and so we'll see you next month. Have a good one.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yay! It's great meeting you too. All right, that's good.
Yay.
Hi, we're your local high-speed internet and cable provider. Are you looking for a fast, reliable internet connection? A large selection of your favorite HD TV channels? With 24/7 access to the best customer support technicians, all at a fair price? Fuck you. You'll take what we give you. You'll have the option of choosing from several of our completely unwarranted rip-offs, including internet speeds up to 200 times slower than Korea, at twice the price, TV packages with over 500 channels, 90% of which you can't view, and we guarantee a plethora of hidden fees. Then, our barely trained technicians will come to install your services somewhere between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Knock once while you're in the shower, and promptly leave. And once we do finally get your service up and running, it'll be down and limping within 3 hours. Indefinitely. Why, you ask? Simple. We are part of what is called an oligopoly. It's like a monopoly, only legal. See, in closed-door meetings with 4 or 5 of the other major providers, we've secretly agreed not to have differing prices, allowing us to completely eliminate any competition and collectively raise our prices to optimum cockbag levels. Because we here at your local high-speed internet and cable provider don't believe in customer satisfaction. We believe in money. Pools of money. Looking for a better deal? You can gobble down our balls. You're paying for it. Your local high-speed internet and cable provider. You won't like it, and there's no other option.
These memories undoubtedly will fade away, be replaced, but I'll carry with me everything I've learned from you, grew and grew. As long as I'm alive, I won't regret a single moment shared with you. I shared with you. Though the flame burned out somewhere along the line, we walked in time. The winding road will separate the best of friends. Yes, eternal twins. As long as I'm alive, I won't regret a single mile I ran with you.